Hello and welcome, future Dolphins. Congratulations on your recent admission to our school. My name is Xavier, and I am a fourth year here at CSU Channel Islands. Today, we will be highlighting the Political Science Department. And here with us, we have Dr. Andrea Grove from the Political Science Department here at CSU Channel Islands. Hello, Professor Grove. How are you?
Hey, Xavier, it's great to be here, and welcome to all the students who are coming next year, I hope. I look forward to meeting you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get started, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the political science program?
Sure, yeah. So I'm Andrea Grove, and I came here in 2006, so I've been here a really long time and have been able to see the program grow and really develop some of the courses for it, like the international relations side of the program. So that's been really fun. And we have, our major is a really good one in terms of double majoring, because we have room, majors have room in their schedule for other kinds of things, but we have a certain core that everyone takes. And then there's a lot of choice in electives. And then there's some other upper division required classes that people take. So when you do your advising, you'll get to learn all that stuff for it, as Xavier had to do.
For sure. Yes, I am a political science major, so this is great interviewing faculty from my department. So, with that being said, what are some of the most popular courses, minors, and options within the major?
Yeah, so a lot of the classes that deal with American politics are especially popular. So like the presidency and Congress and the constitutional law, those are very popular. And since we had Dr. Dana Baker joining us about a year ago with a specialty in public administration, those classes have become popular too, because a lot of students are interested in going on to get a master's in public administration. And in the sort of international side of things, the US foreign policy is a really popular course, the peace studies course, and I don't know, anything Dr. Scholl teaches.
Okay, I can definitely agree with anything Dr. Scholl teaches, considering he stands on tables. So, yeah, for sure. As you were mentioning, peace studies was probably one of my favorite classes that I've actually ever taken. So, for sure, so one of the more popular classes. Um, and we'll move on to our next question, which is there any type of academic background that a student should have to enter the major?
That's a great question. So I want to say not really, because when you're in high school, you don't have an opportunity to take a lot of classes that deal with political science. Some students have taken like a civics course, and of course, like American history, but there's not a lot of other stuff on the political institutions or that kind of thing. And in international relations, I think people have an opportunity, even less of an opportunity, because there's very few students who come in with international relations background. But really, I think it's just having a passion for current events, for making a difference in the world, and for just, being able to look at the world around you and understand it better. And I think it's students with that kind of passion that come to political science. And I wanted to mention, I forgot to answer the part about the minors and so on. We have a minor in global studies, and we don't have a lot of other, beyond political science minor, we don't have others. However, we are developing several. So some of the students who might be listening to this will have a chance to minor in international peace and conflict resolution, public administration, and I think pre-law or something. I forget the exact name, but so we're working on developing more minors. And then we also have the United Nations Model United Nations program, which you're a part of now. And so that's kind of become a signature program of political science in our, I think, 12th year. So
Definitely, again, along with talking about previous options, Model United Nations, amazing. And it's really amazing that we are incorporating some new minors in the political science realm as well. And that hopefully our new generation of students gets to experience that and really fall in love with politics the way that I did. And yeah, anybody with an open mind can join politics. It doesn't matter. I don't think so. So it's
I agree.
easy. It doesn't matter your background, just as long as you have a passion for politics and people. I think it's really important or a really good background or major to go into.
I agree.
Um, so with that being said, for our students who may have who are interested in participation within the major, so what are some opportunities to participate in hands-on learning?
That's a great question. We have a number of classes where there's a little more going on than your average, class time. And so one I already mentioned, the Model United Nations, and that's where students go to conferences and participate. Sometimes I teach with Dr. Scholl, South Africa University 392 course, where you take the class all semester and then you travel in the winter break. So that's another one. We also have a couple of service learning classes that are happening every once in a while in more in the American politics side of things. And we have a few clubs. Actually, right now, the only active club is the International Relations Club, but I think they're putting together another political science, like
Yeah.
politics club. We've had like several iterations of that over the years, and interested students who participate sort of graduate, and it dies for a while and then comes back. So that's exciting. It's coming back. And then we also have a pre-law society for students who are interested in going on to law school.
Yeah, awesome. The Political Science Club, I'm actually working with another one of the students
Oh,
to
good.
try to get it started. We just got through, or he just sent me the bylaws. So, yeah, another
That's
little
great.
pinpoint for our school, since we are such a small university, the opportunity to create clubs is super easy. And as long as you have a handful of students and an advisor, you can definitely create a club. So, it is very important that you are a part of on campus clubs because they're your biggest allies and your biggest fan club basically, and they will be there to help you with your studies. So yeah, hands-on learning opportunities uh, as Model UN, and then different other traveling courses. That's really amazing because there are a lot of students who are interested in traveling abroad, so it's really nice to know that we have courses that offer options to study abroad for us for a set period of time. So number four, which is, what types of jobs do graduates seek upon graduation?
That is a good question. So again, a lot of people go on to law school, and we've had a few go to graduate school, but we've also had some go into work in the assembly. So we have a couple people working up there right now in the California State Assembly, and then we also have people working for assembly members in the home offices, so in their districts. So that's kind of neat, that opportunity for politics. And actually, that reminds me, sometimes political science students do internships with local members of the assembly, and sometimes even the county supervisors and that kind of thing. So that's nice. Other things, a lot of people are interested in working for nonprofit organizations. So that can be at a lot of different levels. So we've had students get involved with that at the local level and the state level. And some of the global studies people have been interested in, like some of the organizations that work out of Washington, D.C. on like global issues. So there's all kinds of things like that. But I think, what's interesting about the political science major is that we really emphasize skills. So the ability to do research, the ability to write and to analyze. And those are skills that are good in such a wide range of jobs. And so I often tell students to think of it that way, like if you're applying for a job that maybe doesn't have much to do with politics, but it's something that you're interested in, to think about when they write their cover letter about all the skills they've developed as a political science major.
I can definitely agree with that. I feel like there's endless opportunities in being a political science major in which direction you can go. Personally, I am trying to go to grad school. I am going to take a semester gap because I need a break. But spring 2022, I am applying for grad school. So that is really exciting. And
Great.
yeah, jobs, public, anything in the public admin, pretty much, I feel like. Uh,
Yeah.
there's so many things you could do because if you have good analyzing skills, good writing skills. Political science does require a little bit of statistics, so if you can kind of skirt your way around statistics, then that's also very valuable. So
That's
uh,
true.
Dr. Baker teaches statistics, which she's an amazing professor of stats. I would not trade her for the world. um So for question number 5, we have, how does your program prepare students for graduate school?
Well, that's another good question. Well, we do writing in most of our classes, even some of the introductory classes write short papers. But then upper division classes almost always, I think, involve research papers. They also sometimes involve group projects. So by the time you get to your final semester, you've had that background, and then we have a capstone class. So students who are about to graduate, or sometimes they take it a little early, but you take the capstone class where you do a more in-depth research project. And the topic can be something that you choose. So it's kind of neat there because you can really delve into your interests. And sometimes that actually helps our students with graduate school because then they have an idea of something they want to keep studying. So that's really good. And we also have, for the whole campus, the student undergraduate research program. And so you can, you have opportunities to do research with professors on campus, sometimes in your program, but sometimes even from a different program. And that gives you a chance to, learn more about how to do research and also to present the research at a conference. So there's a lot of neat opportunities because you have to do stuff like that for graduate school quite a bit.
I can vouch on the writing. I could definitely vouch on the writing, but looking back at my work from my freshman year to now, I can definitely see an improvement. So writing is a skill that you will always need. I don't know when you will never not need to write something. So writing is preparation for grad school because then you have to write your grad school papers and then grad school level papers. So
Absolutely.
Um, last question for you. Is there any general advice that you can offer a student who is just beginning their studies at CSUCI?
That's a great question. I always think about this when I do the old way of doing these admitted dolphin days where we meet people in person. And I always try to emphasize that you should go to class, but also that you should get to meet your professors and really make a point to go to office hours and interact with them. People who came here because they love teaching. And love working with students. So we really want you to come get to know us. It can be easy in a class of 30 people to be anonymous, but you're not invisible. Like we know you're there, and we really want you to start to participate in class. And I think you learn so much more when you begin to interact with other people in the classroom, learn how to articulate your opinions and your analysis sort of verbally. I love that you have to be, either sitting in a room or now sitting on Zoom with people who are different from you, right? Like people who are different political ideals and different ethnicities, different races, different economic status. That's really a big part of education, I think, is really interacting with people in your classroom. So you have to go to class, you have to get to know your professors. That helps if you want to go to graduate school or do anything where you need a recommendation letter. And I think the last thing is really to do the reading. I've been teaching since 1999, and I have noticed just incredible drop off in the number of students who actually read. And it always baffles me to think, like, you think you're going to learn about US foreign policy in an hour and 15 minutes with me each week? Like you have to read. Like that's where most of the knowledge comes from. So don't be tempted to follow your peers and not do the reading, because that's really important too. So yeah, get to know people, get to know your professors, and dive into class.
I could not completely agree anymore. Definitely about go to class. The only thing about being virtual is I do miss that in-class feel. I miss the in-class discussion, bouncing ideas off of each other was really amazing. So definitely go to class, even if you're tempted not to go, because 9 a.m.s really hurt sometimes. Go to class. Um,
But it's only a few years of your life,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can do
And then,
it.
but also when you get older, you're gonna have to work like
True.
9 a.m. anyway. So you're gonna have to get up. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. And get to know your teachers. So important, because Dr. Grove will be getting emails from me in a couple of months asking for letters of recommendation. And it's only because we have a really great relationship, a student teacher relationship, that we can do this. I've gone to her office hours. I have sent her emails outside of class. So using your teachers as a resource is so important. I cannot
Yeah,
express that enough. Your professors
absolutely.
are literally there to help you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I beg people to come to talk to me. So, because, um, we really want to get to know you and to watch you develop over the years, and sort of, this is cheesy, but to, spread your wings and fly. And it's been really fun to watch you do that, Xavier. And, many other students over the years. And so you have to let us in, so we really want to be there for you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Grove. Students, if you have any more questions about the political science program, please visit go.csuci.edu/academics. Bye, and we hope to see you in the fall.